so this is Atlas. This is Yuli 1961, and I'm going to give you a tour of where I'm at right now. And it's all going to be gone in a couple of weeks. Anyway, I've been playing for about a month now, and this is a base that I built on. This is all up region. Haven't played yet. So, the difference between Lawless and other regions on PvE is on Lawless you can see the field where you can find a spot, whereas on the rest of the PvE islands you can put a plane flag down and you get a certain area of the map. Well, the problem with that is most of that area is on the plane. Mega companies. And so it's hard to find. So I have this place here. I want to believe okay. Yeah, lots of snakes on the top. Anyway, so this is basically the setup that I've got here. I built out of stone, which takes a little bit of progress through the construction area to get up to the stone. The stone is basically the undestructible material on PvE that you want to build stuff with. So one, the animals aren't tearing it up, and two, the reapers aren't pulling the animals into your craft and tearing it up. So downstairs we've got a smithy. And really it started as a little small hut and I've expanded that opportunity. A loom for making sails, ropes, bags, preserving bags, which are like preserving bins, an arc, Smithy works pretty much with smithy anywhere. You can build some materials, weapons out of that. Forge, where you make alloys. Alloys are used in certain weapons. It's kind of an upgraded metal. These are preserving bags. There's two of them where I keep stuff I don't want to spoil. It lasts a decent amount of time, and if you're basically killing stuff as you go along, you get plenty of meat. One of the key things in Atlas is that you have to keep your vitamins up. And if you see that over on the right hand side of the screen, over the key number of those are your vitamins. And so basically it's vegetables is the yellow bar, meat is the pink bar, pink and orange. The orange bar is fruits, and then the blue bar is fish or meat. So you not only have to keep yourself fed, but you have to keep yourself fed with the right kind of food, or else you start having green screens and things like that when you pass out. So I'm going to get some fruit, and some veggies, some meat, and then I'm going to go upstairs and milk a cow and some milk. Anyway, so this is downstairs. Like I said, there's storage here. And then go upstairs. I did have, yeah, put it back. So I have a tannery up here for armor and for bolas, which you use in the chaining process for force tames. There's my food trough for the animals. Here's my monkeys. They hang out. On poo, you have one on your shoulder, and it slows your enemies down, so it's easier to take them out when you have one on your shoulder. But if you get killed, then it usually kills them. I have chickens, which would be eggs, which is also the same thing as veggies. And then upstairs, cross growing, there's my rice, my chickpeas, and wheat. And there's your Khan, my tiger. Level 3 tame, you have to get your probably beast mastery to get to level 3s. Level 3s are tigers and lions and elephants and giraffes. Level 2s are things like wolves, bears, horses. And so here's my horse and then my wolf. I've had 3 bears so far, and the game has eaten all of them. So what happens with their react? One of them went floating away in the sky, one of them swam out to sea, and then another one just evaporated while I was standing there. So, yeah, good early access. More storage up here, my bed, or one of the 2 beds we've got there. Water barrel, really important. especially early in the game. Make sure you got your water. You started with like a hive water bottle. You can get a water pitcher out of metal. But these water barrels really come in handy to have some good water out of when you need it. Cooking stove or grill. And good stuff on this one. And you can make dyes. So like in Ark, you water fruits and put it on the stove. You can make different dyes. Much easier than Ark because it's really simple. You can make any dye you want to make a certain upgrade. Once you get either the cooking pot or the cooking grill, you can make pretty much any dye you want. And it's just fruits, water, and cook time. Swivel cannons, I keep these on here just because, you know, stuff, tigers and elephants and things that kind of put them to here and take them out. Another thing that's interesting on this game versus Ark is on Ark you had alphas, and they were usually the bigger carnivores or raptors or whatever that were pretty dangerous. On Atlas, they're actually alphas of pretty much everything so far that I've seen. I haven't seen an alpha ant yet. I've seen alpha chickens and alpha monkeys. And while the non-aggressive, in fact, here's one right there. There's an alpha pig. Now he won't mess with me. If I go over there, he won't attack me. But if I attack him, he's gonna come after me. See what level he is. And really, the biggest thing is the alphas are a lot higher level. Most of the animals in this area are around 25 or lower, and he's at 188. A lot of the alphas I see are in the 200s. So hard to kill. They won't mess with you. At least the non-aggressive animals don't suddenly become aggressive. But if you accidentally bump into one when you're chopping a tree down, it will mess up your day. There are alpha of the carnivores too, so you got to watch out for them. One of the biggest pains of this island is cobras, and they're around here all the time. And an alpha cobra will really jack up your base if it's not made out of stone, because they just keep striking at it and do a lot of damage. Another pain is if you have a window or a door that you leave open, and if you get an alpha parrot in your base, yeah, they'll tear up everything and try to get out. And I've lost quite a few. I lost my tannery, I lost my loom, and I lost my map library as well, which is really a pain because it's full of nice, cool blueprints that I was coming back from a trip out to sea to build a lot of stuff, and now all that's gone because so I try to keep my windows closed. Unfortunately, some jerk, which is typical in these games, decided he wanted to build foundations everywhere all over the island. So I'm kind of boxed in, and when I try to put windows in all of or shutters on all my windows, one of them won't allow me to do it because the foundation is put too close to my base, and so now I won't let me put the shutter in. So yeah, dick move, dude. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. But that's the way these games work, right? Is you got the idiots out there that just want to screw it up for everybody. So that's the base. This is a really cool, ingenious invention that I did not come up with. I saw somebody else use it, and I was like, oh, I'm taking this. So keeping your animals off the ground is a good thing over here because, you know, snakes. But I noticed the guy had one of these set up, and so it's really good for getting my stuff up here. Like my horse and my wolf and my bakers when I have them, and my tiger. And then when you go up, you just open this doorway, and then nothing else will get up there. Now I imagine something probably could clip up here, and so that could happen. But in general, you can't get up when that door's open. So as long as I keep that open, my animals up here, I can keep them on passive, and they're safe while I'm offline. In general, unless, you know, Bob Clark decides to screw the servers again and, you know, turn your bear into a bag of healing. Okay, so then I have my ships. So I have 3 ships right now. I have a schooner, which is why not? Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm really using that. But anyway, so I've named all my ships similar. So my schooner's out there. That was the first real ship I built. You can get a raft or a schooner, a sloop. You get a raft or a sloop at the Freeport where you spawned in originally. It's just hard to get a sloop when you don't know what the heck you're doing, and I end up with a raft, and the raft is crap. It has no rudder, so basically you can only go where the wind blows you. So as soon as I could, I had somebody help me out and early in the game and get me on board with a shipyard where I could build a schooner or a sloop. So that was my first foray into really getting out on the ocean. And I have to say, Firespark 81 is awesome, has great tutorials on how to build ships. The ones I've got here are really modifications on things that he showed how to put together and how to sail them. So if you get a chance, go out there and look at this stuff because it is really informative and educational. So then, you can't really carry much on a sloop, and it's not really great out in the ocean, especially on a cyclone or something. So the next level up is a schooner. Yeah, schooner, which is probably not boat out here. And it's fitted out a little bit better. It's got a couple sails. It can handle the weather a little bit better. It doesn't carry still a whole heck of a lot for going out and exploring. And one of the things that you have to worry about when you get outside of the islands is ships of the damned, which are basically AI ships that patrol outside of the islands, and they will attack your boats and try to sink you. And they appear randomly, but sometimes in packs. And so you either got to have a really fast boat or a heck of a lot of armament on your boat. The schooner that I have just doesn't have room for the armor. I have a really good sail on it, so I can get around and get away from them. But I really wanted to be able to have more protection when I went out there. So again, can't say enough about Firespark 81's tutorials. He has one out on building an armored brigantine, which is the last boat that I built out there. It's a much bigger ship. I use it for my explorations while I go around looking for stuff like trying to find wheat, which is not easy to find in Atlas, because it only grows in certain places. And it's the food that, of course, you want to have when you tame certain animals. Well, at least that's the way it used to be. So elephants need wheat, or at least that's their preferred food to tame. And taming is kind of weird. You have to, compared to the Ark where you knock something out and fed it while it's unconscious. In Atlas, you actually have to damage the animal down to less than 20% health. And then you bolo it, or bola it. And while it's down, you get an interval where you can feed it. And then the bola will break, and you rinse and repeat until your animal's tamed. Great. So that's the mechanic. It's a little bit different to get used to, but okay, once you get used to it. And this you see here, somebody built this trap and there's an elephant stuck in there, which is a way that I learned how to trap things in Ark. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do it here too. I built my nice little trap over here, over here, and got it all set up. I built it out of stones, nothing to break it down. Yeah, awesome. I left the rest in there. Look at this. I wonder if there's nothing in there. So yeah, cool. I get this thing done, and I catch my first elephant. Well, actually, I caught a bunch of elephants, but I didn't get wheat. So I got on my ship, and I go get wheat. Come back after about 3 days worth of work to try to find the wheat. And the wild card had changed the mechanic in here so that now, if an animal clips through a wall or basically anything, you can't tame it. I don't know why they did it. I don't know if they think it's cheating because you build a pit to catch an animal to tame it instead of doing it out in the open. But, okay, so great. So they did that. So the trap's no good anymore, but I try to do it out in the open and tame an elephant, which is slightly more complicated. You've got to chase it down, you got to knock it down to health, you ball them, and guess what? You still can't feed them because now the way the maps work is when an elephant falls on the ground, he tends to glitch through the ground. So if he's glitching through anything, you can't feed him. At least not if I've been able to. And there's a lot of posts on the forum about that. So that's not something unique to me. I don't know why they did it, especially because we're basically going to have a full wipe in a couple weeks, and they're billing this time as, hey, we're going to give you 6 times everything, go crazy, see what you can do, and yet they nerfed your only taming option for some of the bigger animals. I was able to tame this tiger last night using the trap. but I think it's just because he didn't go through the wall and he fell. So, yeah, there you go. Such is life. Not gonna keep me from playing the game. It's just a frustration. So I'm gonna try this one out here for the chips and give you a quick tour of that, and then I'll end this video for the day. This gives you, anybody who wants to see it, an idea of what is set up here. I've got another small base that I'm in alliance with a group in a claimed area, which we're basically building in a lagoon because all the land's claimed, but it's really not much there. I keep all my ships here because the resources are a little bit better here. So let me just see if I can get out here ready to eat that shark. Good. I'm really going to just go over the brigantine because it's got the coolest setup, I think. The other two ships are okay. They give me, like I said, the sloop got me here. The schooner got me around a little bit better to do some exploration, but it really doesn't have a heck of a lot of oomph. But the brigantine does. So let's see if I can go. If I can eat, look around for you. Okay. Thank you, Wave. I'm gonna have to climb the ladder. All right, so I built this brigantine really to haul stuff. This was supposed to be my portable base, and gives me the ability to kind of harvest stuff all over the maps. So I built this big hole where I could put an elephant down here. I can't tame an elephant down here. Okay, so that's pretty useless, but I do have my cow down here, and in fact, let me just don't have any on me. Let's do this real quick. And the inventory again works a lot like Arc. You do steel trees and things like that. I can cover that later if people are interested in it. But no bucket, and then I can maybe milk the cow. Let's see. Sometimes she's not eating. Okay, yeah, got milk. All right, so yeah, so I got my cow down here. I have my sheep. Yeah, I hate it. I travel well with sheep. But sheeps give you, you can use scissors to clip off their fleece, which gives you hide to network to repair your armor with. So I have milk. I have hide on the hoof, as it were. I usually carry a couple chickens in here, so I've got eggs. Whoa! Okay, that's fun. All right, so one of the things I do with the brig that I haven't done with the other ships is I put crew on. You can go to the free ports or you can hire crew, or you can pick up crew when you sink a ship of the dam. They cost you a little bit of gold, and fortunately somebody's ship, or unfortunately for them, somebody's ship, they didn't leave it anchored out here and it wrecked on those rocks right there. And when it did, when the ship sinks, you can salvage it, and in the salvage I got 4,000 gold pieces. So I had money for crew, so I hired some. So these guys actually run the sails, so I don't have to do it myself. And then the biggest thing about this boat is it's not only armored, so that when the ships of the dam shoot at me, they don't hit my boat. They hit these ceiling tiles, which are actually roof tiles, which does the damage to them before it actually starts damaging my boat. But then I have, offensive armor then as well. So I've got cannons. I've got 13 cannons, and these do short work of pretty much any of the ships the dams I've come into. I have crew that man these cannons. It does it on AI, so all I have to do, if I see one that I want to take down or one starts following me, is I target it, and these guys just go to work. And you keep ammo on board. It feeds into the cannons automatically, so they'll shoot until they either sink it or they run out of ammo. It's a good thing to have a lot of ammo in play. I've also got plans, following the tutorial I told you about with Fire Spark, is to put some ballistas up here, which are giant bows basically, and shoot spears, so that I can go out and try to hunt some whales, which are a good source of gold. They carry a lot of gold on them. The ships of the dam, you can get crew and you can get blueprints, a little bit of gold, but really not a whole heck of a lot. But so these guys, when we go out on board, they assign them to these cannons. I assign those guys down there to the sails, and they manage that part. When they're not working, or they're not on the cannons and I'm not traveling, I take them off the cannon and let them do ship upkeep. And really, it costs me less money. So if I put this guy on the cannon, so right now he costs me 1 gold piece every 3.4 hours. If I put him on the cannon, now he costs me 1 gold piece every 2.1 hours. So when I'm sitting in the dock, I usually just unseat them, and then they go about the little cleaning animation, which actually repairs the ship. So what do they set you up with in here, and you have to spec out to it, is when you're building a ship, you put in a resource box, which is right here. This resource box, you put kind of your basic stuff, wood, thatch, fibers in there, and while the crew is repairing, they repair from this stash. So you don't ever have to go out really and repair your ship. Now, I have hauled my ship out one time, and I had to get in there with my repair hammer and do it really quick, and so I did. But if you also have one of these resource boxes on your ship and you're using the repair hammer, it also pulls from this, so you don't have to carry the resources around with you. So it makes it a little bit easier when you can move around a little bit faster. So, and it holds a bunch of stuff. Now it does create weight, and you want to make sure your ships aren't overweight or else they don't move very fast. So mine, you can see up here in the top right, you see a little health meter for my ship, and you see the weight. It's a little over halfway full. And I just came back from a resource expedition, so that's why I got a lot of metal in here. And it's almost ready for another level up. And as you level up, you can carry more weight, you can make the ship more sturdy, or you can carry more crew. So again, my bed, my preserving bin. This is a larder, so when you have ship's crew, you also have to feed them. And this works kind of like a feeding trough for people. You fill it up with food, and they eat out of it as you go. So that's how the ship gets moved around and fed. I keep this little cabin here so that if I have to jump overboard to retrieve something, then like the ship will abandoned, and I want to get the loot box off of that, or there's loot box just kind of float around out there. I dump off on my stuff here, jump out in the water, get the stuff, and come back. That way, if I die because random shark eats me, or I freeze to death in the water, or whatever, I don't lose my armor or my good stuff. Down here, I've put more storage, a grill for cooking, another smithy down here, some storage bags, another tannery so I can repair my armor. Mortar and pestle, I have that back in the base too, but this is pre-baked gunpowder and preserving salts and a few other things in the mortar and pestle, so we're going to have one of those. And this is the ammo box. I mentioned before, it feeds ammo to the guns, and you can put lots of different kinds of ammo in there. Right now, the only thing I've had is a cannon, so it'll shoot these cannonballs. The other stuff I picked up when I've blown up ships to the dam and get some loot. I'm working on building my inventory on these bolts because I'm going to put the ballistas on here today. So that's that. Then, of course, down here is my hole where I keep the animals. And there's a food trough down, which is empty. That's not good. All right, so I'm going to feed these animals here, and then I'm going to go ahead and close this out, see how it looks, and hopefully post this sometime. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informative. At least gives you an idea of what can be done here. By no means am I an expert. I'm still learning as well, but it takes a while, especially by yourself, to build these things, but I enjoy building, so it was cool for me. Anyway. All right, well, thanks a lot. Say goodbye, Shaniqua and Beverly, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.